And welcome to Haddon Heights, everybody, where this morning Sterling High School TV 19 is proud to present high school football today as Haddon Heights at 4-1 hosts Sterling at 1-6. I'm Tad Kosneski along with Rob Strauss, also joined by John Hallwood. Kevin Schulz will be joining us a little bit later. It's a rematch, Rob. We're going to do it all over again.
Yeah, why not? It's very rare that you get to see this situation where you have a rematch in a regular season when it's just playoff implications set. I know we had that with Haddonfield a couple of years ago. several years back. I think it was back in 2019, back-to-back with Haddon Field. But here we are. Haddon Heights, an absolutely gorgeous morning for football. Tad, 62 degrees at kickoff, and up here on the bleachers feels about 85.
This is the first time this season that Sterling is going to have all of their players. They've had players miss from COVID. They've had players miss from injuries. They have their entire lineup back. They are feeling very good about themselves. Coach said they had a great week of practice. So even though it's a rematch in a game you lost for significantly in the first time you played them, this is one that Sterling feels like they can compete with and hopefully come away with the win.
Yeah, had a tough one. But a chance to redeem themselves here on what could be the last regular season game for the Silver Knights.
Sterling won the toss. They deferred. Heights took the right side of the field. They'll go from our right to our left. So probably the warmest day for football, easily in November, maybe for the entire season. We'll see what kind of cramping issues we get out of that. So Sterling set to kick off. Looks like Rodriguez is going to kick it off for Sterling. Coming to the near side of the field, this is Ferrante. Actually comes up the short back in front of him. This is Roberts. Roberts will come out to about the 40-yard line, 1st and 10 to take over for the team of Haddon Heights. And this Haddon Heights team, as we mentioned, they come in with a 4-1 record. Their quarterback, Ryan DiUrio, 42 for 82, 542 yards, 6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Featuring a running back who's had a pretty good year in Zaire Goffney Fleming, just a sophomore. He has 8 touchdowns. He's number 21. 1st and 10. Goffney Fleming, far side of the field. Gets around the edge. He's got a chance to go on the first play across the 20. And on the first offensive play of the series, Goffney Fleming goes for 60 yards and a touchdown for him. Touchdown number 9.
Made that look effortless. He was gone from the jump there, Tad. Really had no shot at Sterling's defense. And first play of the game, 18 seconds in, and Sterling already trailing 6-0.
And you see the speed that he got around the defense quite easily. And after that, no one was there to really get to him.
DiUrio will hold. Extra point try coming up. Kick is long enough, and the kick is drilled right down the middle by Connor Helmetag. We saw Helmetag in pregame warmups. He's got a good foot.
Yeah, we saw him hitting from 40+ with general ease, Tad, and we were talking about the importance of the special teams kicking game in high school football.
Yeah, really, when it comes down to playoffs and big games, it's often the kicking game, not only for field position, but extra points that can be the difference. To give you the difference, Sterling really does not have an extra point kicker. Makes things that much more trouble.
And to kind of piggyback off that point, Tad, there was a huge game in South Jersey last week. Lenape traveling to Cherokee for what was the semifinal and wound up going to overtime. And a kicker from Lenape hit a 47-yard field goal in their first possession of overtime, and that's actually what had them hold on for that game. Unfortunately, Lenape last night lost to Holy Cross, or Holy Spirit rather. Holy Spirit now the #1 team in South Jersey.
Not even 20 seconds into the game, and Heights leads it 7-0. Sterling back to receive from their own 10-yard line. Will be Sterling. This is Morgan back. And again, a pretty good foot for Helmetag.
I think that's Trey Potts on the far side. Might be returning as well for Sterling.
Be his first action back since his injury. Helmetag in to kick off. Actually, this is not Helmetag to kick off. This is an instant towel. Here's Morgan. Morgan across the 20. Across the 25, he's going to get out to the 30-yard line. Pretty good return as we welcome back Jeremiah Thompson to his quarterback position. He's 61 for 103, 775 yards. He has 9 touchdowns. Also gets his featured wide receivers back in Christian Valeriano and Yoel Rodriguez.
And he's really the straw that stirs the drink here, Tad. And you know he's really going to have to perform here. Want to leave the season with a W, and I'm sure he's been itching to get back.
Let's also not forget about Rodriguez also in the late couple games too.
1st and 10, 3 wideouts near side, nobody in the backfield. Thompson wants to throw. Rodriguez on the catch, gets a block in front, and Rodriguez close to the first down as he gains nearly 10, tackled by Jackson Ferrante.
Good catch by Rodriguez. It's going to be about a yard shy, but we saw a great game out of Yoel Rodriguez before he was taken out for the last couple games. So another weapon.
So about a yard shy of the first down. 2nd down and 1. We are 1 minute into action with Heights leading at 7-0. They took their first offensive play, 60-yard touchdown by Goffney Fleming. This time in the backfield is Richardson on 2nd and 1. Man in motion. Give it to the man in motion. That's Potts. Potts going to be short of the first down. Good job to knife in and make a play there. One of the defensive backs came in. That was Vincent Ringo.
Yeah, good job by the senior there to just get the right ankle of Trey Potts. That's his first carry since his injury.
So we welcome Potts back. You've heard his voice through some of our games here. He actually broadcast some of the games with us.
That was a really neat perspective. I mean, it was unfortunate, obviously, that he couldn't be on the field. I know he was kind of itching to get out there, especially in that Gloucester game. Wound up being Sterling's only win, but I'm sure he's thrilled to be back out there on the field.
He averages nearly 8 yards a carry when he's in there. 3rd and 1. Straight ahead, Richardson. Can he get it? Yes, he can. Second effort's going to get him across the 30, and that'll move the chains.
It's a big body there. That's the go-to play there on 3rd and short. Give it to the tank. Jameer Richardson picks up, needed 1, got 2, and a fresh set of downs for Sterling.
And Jameer Richardson is really effective during the later stages of the game because defense gets tired. He's going to break tackles quite easily.
So 1st and 10 from the 31, 9:47 to go here in the first period. Thompson with the shotgun. Moving to his right now is Richardson. In the slot back is Barber. Now they rotate. Barber goes back. Screen to Barber. Barber tries to get around the end. Initially stopped on the play by Noah Kearney. Also in there was Jackson Ferrante. They lost 2.
Yeah, Kearney sniffed that one out really, really well and got Barber by the ankle, and a loss of about 3 on the play. Good job by the Heights defense.
12, possibly 13 for the Silver Knights.
You see there, they were trying to try to make something out of nothing, but Barber unlucky to break away.
We'll call it 2nd down and 13. Under 9 minutes to go here, first period. Knights trail at their first offensive series of the game. Barber to the left of Thompson. Send a man in motion, that's Richardson. Back to pass, get the pass off. It's caught on the play by Blakeney. Blakeney going to get back to the original line of scrimmage in a gain of about 3 yards. And he is tackled on the play by Lewis. Checked by McKay.
3rd and 10 for the Silver Knights.
So far, they're not looking to throw the ball down the field. They're looking for some quick plays to the outside. They may have to try one here on 3rd and 10.
And of course, I think Heights is going to be checking out their number 1 wide receiver right now.
3rd down and 10. 3 wideouts far side of the field. Richardson the lone setback. They wait for the coach and the signal far side. The 2 featured wide receivers, Valeriano and Rodriguez, out there, as is Potts. The near side of the field is Blakeney. Taking a while to get this play in. 3rd and 10. Everyone coming up tight to the line for the Garnets.
And they're not going to get it off. And now they're going to call timeout.
All right, so Sterling calls their first timeout with 7:41 to go here, first period. They'll have a 3rd and 10 coming up. On paper right now, this is the last football game of the season. They were thinking about possibly something next week, but as of now, this is most likely the last game of the season. You had the girls' soccer game yesterday, a tough loss and a great game at West Deptford. So this could be our last game for the fall season.
Yeah, we'll give a huge shout out to the girls' soccer team. Did a great job in that game against a really, really good defensive West Effort team yesterday. And the goal that West Effort got, we think went in off of a Sterling defender on the cross. So congratulations on a great season to Coach K in his first year under the helm of the girls soccer program.
We'll have more on when the winter season is going to come up. The winter season is going to be delayed. The state has delayed it, so we'll have more on that as our game moves on. It's going to be 3rd down and 10 here. Sterling from their own 40-yard line. Same formation they left with 3 wide outs to the far side. Thompson from the shotgun. Thompson wants to throw. Has it far side looking for Potts, and Potts went one way, the ball went the other, and that'll leave it 4th and 10.
Yeah, Potts had no shot on that, and it was Thompson's pass sailed way over everybody's head. I don't even know if Valeriano, who's probably the tallest player on the team, would have been able to get a hand on that one.
And here's been one of the issues this season, is dropping back about 10 yards on this now is Thompson. They've had problems with trying to punt the ball away. Standing back is Zaire Goffney Fleming. He stands about his own 30. Protection, snapping has been a problem here.
They're bringing some extra protection here with Richardson as well.
He's about 11 yards back on this one. Pretty good snap. They're coming. Gets it off. Nice high kick. Can't be returned. Takes a Sterling bounce and going to die somewhere around the 35-yard line where Heights will take over 1st and 10 with 7:29 to go here in the first quarter.
They're going to put that to 46, Tads, but Sterling defense was only on the field for their one play, and Heights took it 60 yards for the touchdown. Sterling going to need some better coverage on that. We've seen that problem all season, really, Ted, with this team, with runs to the outside. Have really been a victim of the big play here.
So from the 35-yard line, it's going to be 1st and 10. Fleming in the backfield. He's had one run and went 60 yards for a touchdown. This is a pass play. Fake and go to their big man Turner, and a little overthrown for Turner. Their featured wide receiver. Turner has offers from D1 teams, one of them being Temple. He's at I believe they said Northern Illinois as well, but he has a shot to maybe play some D1 ball somewhere.
Yeah, and he's got the stature for it too. Tall, physical, and we wish obviously him the best of luck, as this could be his very last game of the year.
From the 35, 2nd and 10. Quick pass far side. Good Sterling defense in there on the stop there. That was Miller as they tried to get it out to Ferrante. Gained about 2.
Sterling's able to defend those, but it's just like the big plays, just like that 60-yard run.
3rd down and 8 for Haddon Heights. We go under the 7-minute mark in the first quarter. 3 wideouts to the near side of the field. Goffney Fleming, by the way, the tailback, just a sophomore. Diorio over center. This is Goffney Fleming by 1. Nice open field tackle. Hassan Blakeney on the tackle. They're going to lose 2. It's 4th and 10.
Good response here from Sterling defense. Going to force a punt, but great job by Hassan Blakeney to get in the backfield and force the 4th and long.
George Van Instendahl into punt for Heights. Sterling going to send one deep back. That's going to be Potts. Potts is going to stand about his own 30-yard line.
And it was quite funny because when he was doing his punts, I actually was timing the hang time. It's around about 4 seconds, his hang time.
Pretty good job for Van Instendahl. He's a senior. Nice snap. High kick. It's going to bounce. Potts lets it go, or it's down by Gabriel DiGiovanni at about the 32-yard line, where Sterling will take over 1st and 10 with 5:46 to go here in the first quarter. So we talked about the winter season. The first thing you're going to see is going to be basketball can be practiced the first week in January. So that's the first thing you're going to see there. They've moved girls volleyball to later in March. That'll start with wrestling. And you also have swimming and winter track in there.
Girls volleyball probably chomping at the bit to get back on the court.
Well, at least they might have a season. I'm a baseball coach. We had no season. So hopefully they still get something. 1st and 10 from the 32. No one in the backfield for Thompson. 3 wideouts far side, 2 to the near side. He's got time, gets it off. It is caught on the play by Blakeney. Blakeney's going to go for a first down and more, a gain of about 18. Tackled by Daniel Nicholson.
Good turn again by Hassan Blakeney. We saw that in the Gloucester game, the last home game that Sterling actually had. Make a nice little, spin move, juke, whatever you want to call it, up the field. Gain that extra yardage, gain to 20.
And we kind of said he's kind of like another Trey Potts for this team, and having 2 Trey Potts is almost really good for them right now.
It seemed to work from a pass protection standpoint as well. There was no pressure at all on Thompson. 1st and 10, Sterling, just a little shy of midfield. Thompson looking at the shotgun. 3 wideouts near side. Again, a long time to get this play started. They get the play off. Blitz on. He gets by 1, gets around the edge. He's got some room to move here. And looks like if he doesn't gain the first down, very close on the run by Jeremiah Thompson.
What a great job by Jeremiah Thompson to elude 2 tacklers, both coming from either side, and just kind of splits the uprights there and picks up 9.
Thompson knows when to run the ball. He averages nearly 8 yards a carry on the season. He is short. It'll be 2nd and 1.
And again, very good job to break up away from both tackles from that blitz and able to get those 8 yards. So good job not to lose yardage out of a big play from Blakeney.
Richardson lines up to the left of Thompson, 2nd and 1. Richardson. He is going to get the first down as he pushes ahead for almost 4, if not 5.
Again, your short yardage back in action here for Sterling. On those, short yardage plays, that's the right play call there, Ted.
So we're under 4 minutes, under 5 minutes, I should say, 4:35 and counting to go here in this first period. Sterling moving the ball for the first time.
Again, you didn't see a lot of this in the first game that Sterling played against Heights. So
1st and 10. Again, the lone back is Richardson. 2 wideouts near side, 2 wideouts far side. Richardson wants to throw, gets it to Valeriano. Valeriano gets a block, going to get 3, maybe 4. But again, I think the key starts with getting some protection for your quarterback. So 2nd down and 7 coming up for Sterling. Now we're under the 4-minute mark, 3:54 and counting. First period, Garnets lead it by 7. Same formation as before. Now this time in a slot is Richardson to the right. That could indicate a roll to the right. Man in motion. And keeping it is the quarterback, Thompson. Thompson still on his feet. He's going to get a first down and more as he's out to about the 20-yard line. Oh, and a flag flies late. Couple more flags fly. And now another flag flies. Again, he's got the first down out by the 20. Now they're going to have to peel the bodies apart and see what the heck we're going to see here. You could get it on both teams.
Yeah, there McKay in there. Some punches were thrown, and I wouldn't be surprised if McKay's gone. He's walking off the field. Yeah, and it looks like they did throw somebody out.
Snap count together. 1st and 20. No, that was horrible
That's
again.
Another.
5 more yards back.
I think the center, like what I've heard Schultz just said, was that the center's a little bit off.
Well, it's kind of rough when the entire front line moves and the center doesn't. That's happened twice now. So now you're looking at 1st and 25. after Sterling had that big running play by Thompson.
Come on, guys!
Right now, all momentum has really just gone off from Sterling right now. This is not looking good.
1st and 25. Richardson standing to the right of Thompson. We're at 1:45 and counting here in this first quarter. So 1st and 25.
Unusually quiet here, Ted.
Yes, it is. Making sure they get that snap count right, I guess. Back to pass is Thompson. Nice ball across the middle. It's caught. And in the end zone for the touchdown, Hassan Blakeney. So a pass from nearly 40 yards out.
Not a touchdown.
Very close, as he's about a half-yard shy where they marked it down. I saw the official on the near side with the touchdown, but then they took it away. So from the 1, they're going to run it in very quickly here. Great throw and a great catch. 1st and goal from about the half-yard line.
Watch Richardson here.
Here is Richardson. He pushes ahead, still pushing, no signal yet. He is not going to get in as we have 55 seconds and counting in the first period.
Richardson with a run.
See Richardson stacked up right there at the line. And I wouldn't be surprised if he call his number again. You're looking at 2nd and goal from the, looks like to be inside the 1.
Final 38 seconds of the first period. Haddon Heights took a kickoff to about the 30, and then the first offensive play was run back 60 yards by Goffney Fleming.
And that 25-yard penalty, that constant false start ended quickly with Blakeney's almost touchdown.
2nd down and goal. Thompson waiting. Richardson to his left. And what do we have? We get a timeout called by Sterling. So Sterling calls time with 13 seconds remaining here in the first quarter.
Yeah, you could hear Coach Harris yelling for the timeout from the near the end zone, but a good job by Sterling there to respond. Backed up 1st and 25. They find their way to get back in it, and they're down inside the red zone.
Was named a Haddon Heights graduate who is a teacher or administrator at Sterling High School.
And again, Sterling has done a very great job in the second drive that they've had. The first drive wasn't that as good, but they've somehow been able to connect on passes. You saw Blakeney on that nice pass where they, for a minute, was a 20. No, was it 25 or 30? 25 and a first down, and able to erase that.
And I want to welcome Mr. Schulz joining us for the broadcast here on they listed as 2nd and goal. Sterling trying
right back to the well here, Ted, with Richardson.
They're going to pass this one. Faking, thrown to the end zone. It's caught. Is he inbounds? Yes, he is. In there is Joel Rodriguez from 1 yard out, and it's now a 7-6 game.
Well, fooled everybody there, Schulze, and went with Rodriguez in the back of the end zone.
Well, they're exploiting that middle area of the field. That was a slant, and previously you had Blakeney get open on that post pattern, and a real nice throw both times by Jeremiah Thompson.
And
good job overcoming those penalties, because I think on that post pattern it was like 1st and 25.
This is going to be very interesting. Is trying to kick the extra point. It's been a long time since Sterling has attempted one. This is Thompson to tie the game. Potts to hold it. Snap is high. Kick is up. Does it make it through? Yes, it does. Wow. So we are tied. It wasn't pretty, but it got through. We're tied with 8 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
That was a mile up in the air, and it seemed like the hang time on that was forever. That was probably about a 10-yard kick, but it worked.
But it got in.
Doesn't matter. It's a point.
So for the touchdown for Rodriguez, that is now his 3rd on the year. It's the 10th touchdown pass of the season for Thompson.
And like you said, you don't see Sterling kick field goals that much. I believe the last time they've actually attempted trying to kick a field goal was actually when I was a freshman, which was Nick Harmer, I believe.
That's right. Yeah, Nick Harmer was the kicker.
So, again, a beautiful day for football as we're winding down the first quarter. 8 seconds to go in the first quarter. Glad you're with us on Sterling TV 19. Again, the scheduled last, not only football game, but a last event for the fall season. We're going to have basketball for you. Now, normally basketball games would start the middle of December. They are going to start around the third week of January this year, so be heads up for that with brand new high-def digital equipment as we go into the gym for the first time ever.
Yay!
You will see the difference. Kickoff now for Sterling. Got to have some good coverage here, some dangerous backs. It's going to go to the near side of the field. Ferrante, he picks it up. Ferrante gets by and then another tackle, then put into the ground. That was Rodriguez on the tackle, but with that, he's up nearly to the 40. 1.8 seconds to go here in the first period. So after the first series, Sterling forced a punt. Not too bad so far.
And Tad, you were saying how, Coach said they had a good week of practice, looked really good. And usually when you do that, it translates to what you're able to do game day.
First and 10 for Heights. Here comes Fleming. Fleming runs hard to his right. He's going to gain about 8, and that is going to do it for action here in the first quarter. So Sterling able to get the tie just before we go the second quarter. We'll take a quick break, and talk some more here. Through one, it is 7-7. But early on here, Kevin, I think Sterling has shown, their coach showed a lot of confidence, saying he's got all his players for the first time. I think this game's up to the defense because the offense looks like they can do some things today.
And that's been the big thing with Sterling. They just really have had trouble stopping other teams, had trouble stopping Heights the first time around when they played them. But Sterling definitely has the ability to move the ball down the field. And, I think the big thing is you want to get your playmakers in space, and that's what they were able to do with Blakeney, and they connected subsequently on that big play that led to the touchdown.
And again, in case you forgot, we played Heights earlier in the year. They are 4-1 as Haddon Heights. In that game against Sterling, Sterling lost 42-6. And again, this has been a pretty good Haddon Heights team. Their one loss of the year was Paulsboro. They lost that game 36-0 as we move to the second quarter. Here's Rob Strauss.
Thank you, Tad. We're going to start this first play of the second quarter, 2nd down and 3 from the 43-yard line for the Garnets. Diorio under center with one back in the backfield, 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Pitch coming to the near side. And getting enough for the first down. Nice job by Goffney Fleming. Only a sophomore going to pick up the first down for the Garnets.
And that was the same play, Kevin, that went for the touchdown, 60 yards, got on the edge.
And that's the type of play that Haddon Heights really ran down Sterling's throats in that first game. It's just a situation where everybody defensively gets bottled up in the middle. They're not able to get to the outside. Heights really does a good job of blocking and going downfield.
3 receivers for Diorio on this 1st and 10 from the 48. One back in the backfield, and that's going to be Goffney Fleming again. Goffney Fleming off the left side with plenty of room. Penalty marker comes in as Goffney Fleming still on his feet before he's tackled by Rashawn McQueen, but this is in the area of the hold right around midfield.
And it is the preliminary signal, but what a great run initially off the point of attack, Kevin. A great shift by Fleming.
Well, he's shifty. He's got great upfield speed, and also stays low, keeps the legs moving, just a great all-around back.
And it's actually a holding call against Sterling, not a holding call against Heights.
Now, that is against Heights as they move it back.
They said it against Sterling, what I've heard.
Yeah, well, he got it wrong up in the.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Mr. Krause missed that one, I guess. But yeah, that was clearly Heights. So now a big break. Got to make it count.
Yeah, Sterling defense really needs to come up big.
Sterling bringing some different people in and out, just trying to get things right on the defensive side of the ball.
So it's going to be 1st and 15 from the 43, the other end of the 50-yard line this time for Diorio and the Garnets. 2 receivers to the near side. Goffney Fleming in the backfield. Diorio is going to pass. Wobbler Bounces at the feet of Isaiah Turner, second down.
And it's no secret where his first look is when he goes to pass. He's looking at Turner every time he drops back.
And a real good job, even if that was complete. One thing I liked when I looked at the defensive side of the ball was where you had a lot of defenders getting to that point of where the reception was going to be. And when you have playmakers like Haddon Heights has, you can't get in one-on-one situation. You have to have a lot of bodies getting to the ball, and that's what Sterling did right there. And even if it was complete, Heights would have had problems.
10:53 left to go in the second quarter, all tied up at 7. Second down and 15 for the Garnets. 3 receivers to the near side. Going to go into the flat. That's a live ball, complete to Ferrante. Ferrante, no gain there, if anything at all. Nice tackle by Xavier Miller.
It's a heads-up job by Miller not to give up, knowing it was thrown behind.
Too hot to handle.
Well, word's out on Christian Valeriano, and you could see he was demanding double coverage right there, but still was able to get open. Ball's just thrown a little bit high.
If he can adjust on some of these throws, Thompson, they might have something here. I like what we're seeing from the offense today.
I agree.
So that brings up a 4th down. Sterling obviously out of field goal range. So Thompson from the shotgun going to get the call in from the coaches on the sideline. 1 receiver to the near side. 3 receivers with Valeriano to the far side. Valeriano was in the slot, and it is almost picked off. Intended for Trey Potts. Getting in there on the coverage is Di Giovanni.
And
Garnets take over on downs.
That's the danger, Kevin, when you're throwing across the field to the out of bounds. You're susceptible to that.
You've got to get it there in a hurry. If it's a split second too late, you saw Giovanni stepped up and almost got it, and he had nothing but clear sailing in front of him if he was able to snag that one.
So the Garnets take over, and they avoid the points off a turnover. 1st and 10. Diorio under center. They split the wide receivers. They fake it, and now Diorio is going to keep it himself. Across the 40, some room down the near sideline. He's pushed out of bounds. Watch for the penalty here. None called as Barber pushes Diorio out of bounds. I don't know, it's hard to tell with the lines where he was, but no penalty.
Good call by Heights. They sent everybody deep, and obviously that took all the defensive backs out of the play as potential run defenders, and Diorio was able to get a first down.
They were looking for Turner for the home run. Blakeney did a great job, and that's why the quarterback had to run.
1st and 10 from midfield for the Garnets. Diorio with Goffney Fleming in the backfield. He'll get the carry and run into a wall of white there. First one in on the tackle was Andrew Taylor, the senior lineman.
Well, they did a good job there in between the tackles. The problem for Sterling has been any rushes or pitches to the outside.
Yeah, just like we said, when they go to the outside, the key is getting a lot of bodies out there defensively, not getting one-on-one situations. The key to stopping everything in the middle is just penetration. You're able to see that right there.
2nd down and 10 again from midfield. 8.5 remaining here in a tie game here in the first half. Diorio under center. 3 wide receivers to his left. He's going to look right, look across the middle for his main man. It's incomplete. Looking for Isaiah Turner. Good coverage on the play by Hassan Blakeney.
Kevin, it looks like they're assigning Blakely to the big guy Turner, and he's done a good job thus far. That was a tough play.
And that was a textbook job of staying with the receiver, keeping your eye on the ball, knowing where the ball was at all times, and just getting the hand in there and batting it away. Usually the tough thing about going against a guy like Turner is keeping up with him. You lose track of the ball, but Blakeney did a little bit of everything right there, and that's why he was able to bat the ball away.
Yeah, Turner had his hands on it, and Blakeney just swatted down.
So on 3rd and 10 from midfield, 8:12 remaining in the second quarter. Diorio under center, fakes to the running back, looking, penalty marker thrown as it's complete down the far side to Di Giovanni, and that is in the area of holding. Kenvon Smalls back there, believe that's going to be on him.
Yeah, he was the last lineman back, and the referee saw it right away as one of our ends tried to get outside and was held. Good call there by the official.
Now, if you're Sterling here, do you decline this and bring up 4th and 10 from midfield? And it looks like they're going to march him backwards here.
No, he completed the pass. I believe he completed the pass.
And when you see a lot of holding calls, that tells me a lot of what the defensive line's doing. You know, we saw them have great penetration on a couple of the runs up the middle. And it's a defensive line that's improved. And, you know, you had a lot of lopsided games the last 2 weeks, but I think, you know, this is a team, but going against better competition up front, defensive line, they've really used that to improve.
Yeah, I was too busy looking at the flag thrown on the field. Didn't even look at the completion. So a 3rd and 25 now from the 35. Handoff over to Goffney Fleming. Fleming's not going to get the first down. He's going to get out to the 45 and now bring on the punt team for the Garnets.
Again, nice play from the Garnets right there. Looked like it was going to be a pass play, but last second, nice little turnover for the run.
Yeah, well, and you'll give that up on a 3rd and long. Just make sure you don't give up the big home run play. And Heights just wanted to improve their field position overall here, thinking they were probably going to end up punting on 4th down.
Rob, let's see if Potts can at least field this one. He's also joined back there by Blakeney.
2 dangerous return men here for Sterling. On the punt for the Garnets is Van Instendahl. And Potts calling for a fair catch, going backwards.
Ooh.
Tackled. Potts looking for a call. He's not going to get it, but it is around the 15-yard line, we'll call it.
That's why it's important, Kevin, to field that punt, because if that bounces a couple more, that could be inside your 5.
Yeah, and Heights, over the last 3 plays, really got what they were looking for. They were giving up the opportunity to go for to get something on 3rd down, just improve their field position, got a decent punt. But again, like you said, Tad, good job by Potts making the catch and not having him buried even deeper.
And that got some hang time to it, too.
Sterling football around the 15-yard line. 1st and 10, 7:13 remaining. Handoff up the middle. Short gain there for Sterling. Looks like it was Mekhi Morgan on the carry.
This is where you pick.
Excuse me, it was Thompson.
This is where you pick your play calls very carefully here. You do not want to make any mistakes here in this own zone. Run some clock. Hopefully you can get a decent punt or get a 1st down. You just got to be very careful.
And this is one thing throughout the season that Sterling struggled with, is playing most of the game in their own end of the field.
Gain of 2 on that last play brings up 2nd down and 8 from the 18. Richardson in the backfield, standing to Thompson's right. Thompson from the shotgun looking to pass, and it's off the left hand of Rodriguez and got tangled up there with Ferrante.
And Ferrante can't tell that the ball's been missed. He made contact right after hit, so there's no flag with that. But again, you got to be careful as the ball was tipped up.
Yeah, looking to get the ball over the middle and that quick hitter. Obviously, with the success that Rodriguez has had in the middle of the field, Heights looking to stay on him and get there a split second quicker than they have been.
3rd down, big 3rd down here for Sterling's offense, trying to stay on the field with under 6.5 to play in a tie game. Thompson from the shotgun, same formation as last time, with Richardson to the right.
Blakeney one-on-one, a ton of room on the near side. That's what he's looking at right now.
Going to change the play in the backfield. And penalty marker thrown.
Delay a game, I believe. Yep, delay a game.
And that's not what you want to do here if you're Sterling. It'll be 3rd down and 12 from their own 12. Or 13, rather.
It's our 3rd delay of game. What happens is the players line up at the sideline, or line up on the field. They look to the sideline, then they get the play from there, and it's just taking too long to get in.
How much of that is Schulze is the lack of the preseason? We heard Trey Potts talk about that in the Gloucester game, about how they're doing hand signals now instead of, you know, the traditional methods. How much of that is not having that preseason?
I'm sure it has an impact, but I'm sure that would be more of an impact if it was in the first couple games of the season. I think at this point, that's something you want to have down.
Thompson in trouble in the backfield, and he's going to go down. May have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage or gained a yard or so, but nowhere to go for Thompson. Good coverage in the secondary for the Garnets.
I think at that point, Kevin, they were sending everyone deep and hoping, telling Thompson be aware of the sack, but they were looking to go deep because even if it's intercepted, it's as good as a punt, especially with the way we struggled with our punt game.
Yeah, and a good job defensively up front by Heights putting the pressure on Thompson and not allowing him to get to the outside.
This is a huge snap and kick here for Sterling.
So Thompson standing in his own end zone. High snap taken, and he gets it away. High, end over end. He's going to take a bounce at about the 45. Sterling's going to scoop it up right at the midfield stripe. And that's where the Garnets will take over. And Schulz, you just went real quick. Could they have let that bounce a little bit more? Maybe got another 10, 15 yards out of it?
I was just going to say that, yep. And it looked like he was going to have the momentum to go maybe another 10 yards. So.
Yeah, you got to keep an eye on Fleming back there. And Fleming had given up, and he was a good 8, 9 yards away from the ball, so you could let that play out.
But in any event, considering where they were, pretty good punt there by Thompson.
Yes.
And because you were figuring that Heights, normally when you're punting from that far back on your own end, is going to get the ball at midfield or even better.
1st and 10 for the Garnets at their own 49. They're going to go Diorio from the shotgun this time. I know it's going to be a direct snap right to Goffney Fleming, but the penalty marker thrown on the play. That's going to be a procedural penalty against the Garnets, so that'll back him up 5. So after the opening play, Tad, 60-yarder, this Garnet offense having a tough time getting going.
And one of the differences has been in the first game, they went crazy, Heights did, with Isaiah Turner, making any play. Whenever they needed to play, they could throw it to Turner. But Blakeney, I now, has really put a little issue into the play calling of Heights because Blakeney's doing a great job on the corner. And I'm watching. He is lining up wherever Turner goes. That's who Blakeney's taking. Here he goes right now as he lines up on the bottom side of our screen.
So 1st and 15 now, ball at the 46. They direct snap it again to Goffney Fleming. Goffney Fleming being pursued and thrown down in the backfield out of bounds. And another loss on the play. Good job by the Sterling defense.
And again, the key to that was 2 things. The things that have been helping Sterling defend against the run was the great penetration, kind of forced Fleming back, and you had gang tackling. Everybody was going to the ball. You don't leave a guy like Fleming space. If you give him space, he's going to come up with big plays, and Sterling just did an outstanding job of negating that.
And like you said, we're going to probably F and I pretty much look at this matchup again, Blakeney and Turner right now.
Under 5 minutes to play here in the second half, all tied up at 7. Goffney Fleming from the shotgun. Goffney Fleming being pressured, puts up a nice ball, looking and connecting with Turner. No, they're saying incomplete. It was a 50-50 ball, Turner, and that's a beautiful throw by Goffney Fleming to try and hook up with Turner.
I'll tell you what, Kevin, that's Blakeney again. Blakeney was in great position the whole route.
And that's a play where if I'm a quarterback, I see Turner going downfield, I know his ability to get up after the ball. I'm going to throw it to him in coverage. But another outstanding job of Blakely defending it. And a lot of that's about timing and getting up against the bigger wide receiver. Just another textbook play from Blakeney. You really couldn't coach it any better than he executed it out there.
And it seems like he's welcoming the opportunity. A lot of kids get a little nervous and scared. He's pumped up.
Diorio back under center here in a 3rd down and 10. 4:40 remaining here in the half. 3 receivers to the near side. Diorio looking to pass, being pressured. They set up the screen, almost picked off. Nice job by Kyle Ciparone, the junior defensive lineman. Could have taken that for a pick 6.
Kevin, I think this is a combination of that they're frustrating with their coverage by Blakeney. The defensive line's playing with some confidence today.
They are, and we talked about penetration, getting a lot of people to the ball, but also anticipation and reading the play properly. And that's what Sterling did right there. If you're a split second late in getting out there, that's a difference between Heights completing the pass and getting downfield for a 1st down. But just another outstanding job by Sterling.
Watch the punt here by George Van Instadal. He's got a real good leg, stands at his own 30-yard line. Two return men in Blakeney and Potts back deep to receive. It's going to take a bounce at about the 25, picked up by Sterling going down the far sideline rather. And out to about the 35, so good field position. 4:24 remaining in a tie ball game.
They showed respect, I think, for the Sterling return man. That was a directional kick towards out of bounds.
Yeah, it was. And a good job on the return. You know, you got about 15 yards going to the short side of the field. So especially when you consider where Sterling was in their last series, buried back on their own deep end of the field. This is a good situation from the beat. And give credit to what the defense was able to do.
Sterling with one timeout unofficially on the scoreboard.
4:24 remaining. Sterling's going to start this drive 1st and 10 from their own 35. Thompson looking left the whole way, going left, and completes it to Valeriano. No, incomplete. Good coverage on the play by Vincent Ringo, the senior.
He was all over him. Looked like Valeriano was going to have a pretty good catch there, but good defense again. These defensive backs doing a nice job for both teams.
And that's tough. You know, we talked about Turner, his ability to go up after the ball. That makes it very difficult to cover him. But Valeriano, what he does is he adjusts as the ball's in the air and to still stay on him and break up that play. That's another outstanding job on the defensive side of the ball and coverage.
It's even bigger because they actually did give him the catch, and they lose about a yard.
Wow. Yeah, because they moved to the near side hash. Thompson's going to keep it himself, and he's going to be met right in the middle. I believe that is Kenvon Smalls on the tackle.
I thought the ball dropped out.
I thought it did too.
So 3rd and 9, you have to, again, I think if you're going to do, I don't want to see a play to the outside unless it's a quick screen pass, something like that. Yeah. I'm okay if they feel like they can get the protection, and so far they had with going one deep here because it's just as good as a punt.
Yep.
But again, it comes down to your offensive line's protection.
Valeriano's going to go to the far side as the one of two wide receivers. Going to put Trey Potts in the slot on this 3rd down and 9. 3 minutes remaining in the second. Thompson looking right, throwing right, has Valeriano complete inside Garnet territory down to the 48, and that'll be a 1st down for Sterling.
And I think the key there was, Todd, you touched on it, was the protection. You see Jeremiah Richardson staying in, getting that outside linebacker who's coming in around the outside that Sterling at times has had trouble with this year, but a good job in protection by Jeremiah Richardson.
This is probably the best offensive line protection we've seen on passing thus far this year, and I like the fact that they went down the field on that.
2:38 and counting remaining. Good job by Sterling to convert on that 3rd down. One timeout in their pocket. Thompson, 1st and 10. Hands it to Richardson. Richardson off the right side. Richardson plowing forward. Helmet comes off of one of the Garnets, but Richardson picks up 11, another Sterling 1st down.
Wow, if Richardson can do that, that's a huge factor for this offense because they've done a good job with the passing game. But if Richardson can give him some running game up the middle, that's huge.
.213 and counting. Sterling looking to take as much time off the clock as humanly possible and not leave anything left for the Garnets. Try and get on the scoreboard here and break the 7-7 tie. Thompson from the shotgun, plenty of time. Going, end zone, and it's incomplete again over the head of Yoel Rodriguez, but they're going to get a penalty marker thrown, and I think that's going to go against Goffney Fleming. Flag thrown at the 5.
The thing I like about the throw, though, is the throw was only where Rodriguez could get it. And I think you might get the bonus if it is going to be defensive pass interference. Here's a big call. Possibly holding on the defense on that play. All right, it's going to be defensive pass interference.
So 1st down for Sterling. We'll see where they march it off to. Sterling is going to be near the red zone at the 22. 1:51 remaining here. Sterling on the move in a 7-7 ball game.
And remember, Sterling deferred, and they'll get the kickoff to start the second half.
So a touchdown right now would really help them get the ball back, have more. Really, they're going to have confidence, a lot of confidence into the second half.
Thompson from the shotgun, 3 receivers near side to hand it off, up right up the middle. Nice move inside the 10. Still on his feet is Morgan, and Morgan down to the 8.
They do a good job mixing up Makai Morgan in for Richardson's spot. You can see he's a little more elusive, a little more quick, and it caught Heights off guard.
Yeah, a good job up front. And also you could see a lot of those linemen were getting to that second level.
Timeout Haddon Heights, 1:36 remaining. Sterling inside the Garnet 10, and I think Sterling was going to go quick to the line. I think that forced the Haddon Heights timeout.
And it's amazing the difference in the way the game has been played today compared to a few weeks ago when we were here. And I think a lot of it, to me, comes down to its pass protection on offense and having Blakeney, Kevin, that can match up against Turner. He's almost taken Turner away.
He's your big weapon, and he's done an outstanding job breaking things up. But I'll tell you what, on offense, one thing I'm looking at, and it really stuck out in that last running play, is the fact that you're going deep. You're going deep down the middle of the field. Those defensive backs are taking a step back every time. You kind of take them out of being run defenders, coming up and being run defenders, and you saw a lot of space right there where they didn't get to the play until Blakeney was maybe 10 yards downfield on that running play. So the passing offense is really helping the running game.
2 timeouts for Haddon Heights, 1:36 remaining, 1 timeout for Sterling. And they're knocking on the door here, trying to punch this one into the end zone. They're going to put Morgan in the backfield again here on this 1st and goal from the 8. Morgan to the left of Thompson. Thompson, design run all the way. Thompson loses the football, and the Garnets recover, I think.
If there was one thing they're saying second down. Sterling got it back.
Somehow got that back. I don't know who fell on it. Might have been Potts or Valeriano. They dodged a bullet there, and it's going to be 2nd and goal from the 3.
Sometimes when you have momentum and things are going your way, that's the type of break you get.
Wow.
Yeah, if that was this game earlier in the year, that would have gone to Heights. Big break there.
Holy cow.
And
one of the Garnets have actually, while trying to grab it, was dropped the ball, which actually helped Sterling a lot. So, yeah, big bullet that they've dodged.
60 seconds remaining here in the first half. They hand it to Richardson. Richardson approaching the goal line. He's in. Touchdown, Sterling. A 2-yard touchdown run by Jameer Richardson. And Sterling breaks the tie. 54 seconds left to go in the half.
Yeah, there you see a great push on the right side of that offensive line. And again, you talk about the improvement of that unit. In that first game, Heights was getting all kinds of penetration in on Richardson. You know, he had some success, but he was really in a situation where he was getting hit early.
Extra point attempt on for Thompson. The hold from Trey Potts. 13-7 as it stands right now. The snap, the hold, the kick is up. Much better kick this time around, and it's good. 14-7, Sterling, 54 seconds remaining in the game after the Richardson 2-yard touchdown run. Diorio from the shotgun. Goffney Fleming in the backfield, and now some whistles, and it's going to be a timeout Sterling. That's their final timeout of the half. Again, the first game obviously broadcasting this one. How different is this game from this point with just about halfway through the game here? How different is this game as opposed to the first game, Kevin? Diorio being flushed out to the near side, throws, and it's incomplete, in and out of the hands of Turner, but a penalty marker comes in.
That's okay.
And I think Blakeney got there a little too early.
A little bit, yeah. Came around, and that's tough because, you know, you want to get the reach around and bat the ball, but a shoulder hit Turner.
Again, though, nobody panicked. He reached in, just mistimed it. That's okay. You still got 10 seconds to go. I'd rather you battle like that than in the first game, whenever they got the 3rd down, Turner was just taking it every time.
Yeah, I agree because, hey, if he somehow gets the ball, he's the type of kid who could step into a throw, turn up field, and go all the way.
Van Instendahl is on the right up against the fence line here, taking some warm-up kicks. He's about on the edge of his range, believe it or not. 1st and 10 from the 30, 10 seconds remaining. Diorio being pressured, sets up the screen, finds Goffney Fleming. Goffney Fleming hurdles one, cuts it back inside, and he better go down or else they're going to run out of time. They try and stop the clock, but the whistle has sounded, and that's how the half is going to end, we think.
Well, nope. They're going to give him 1 second, Rob. 1 second.
Wow.
And here comes your field goal if you want it. Screen pass behind him with Goffney Fleming, and it almost worked.
Guys,
Yeah.
I don't think that there was any time left on the clock.
No.
I really don't.
And that's a play where once he gets upfield a little bit, you want it, rather than go to the middle, cut it to the middle, you want to get to the sidelines.
Now the decision is, do you send out Van Issendahl, the senior, who the ball's at the 13. You're looking at about a 30-yard field goal from here. Or do you go for the end zone here?
I'm saying no because he's standing right next to us, number 45. They haven't waved him in. So if I'm Heights, the way this guy's kicking, I'd be kicking it right now.
Oh, yeah.
But there's only one guy who's going for this play. This play is going to Turner.
This is a jump ball in the end zone for Turner. Absolutely.
So
Like we said, you got to feel confident having a kid like Blakeney there to do it.
Honestly, I'd take the field goal. Get some points on the board. You got lucky with that 1 second. At least now you're still down by 1 possession, but at least now.
Well, I'm going to watch Turner. Turner's going to line up all the way on the far left side of this formation.
DiGiovanni, Turner, and Uvara are your receivers on the far side. Last play of the half. Diorio rolling out. There's the buzzer. Diorio's got to put it up in the air. He's looking end zone, and it's caught in the end zone for the touchdown.
Touchdown for the Hornets.
They went to Ayuvara. Or check that, I believe it was DiGiovanni. It was DiGiovanni, the junior, in the end zone. Somehow got loose. I guess all the attention went to Turner.
And that's a great job of Diorio, staying with the play, letting things develop. Because after a period of time, 4 or 5 seconds, the advantage goes to the receivers. They're allowed to adjust. It makes it difficult for defensive backs. But just an outstanding job of Diorio, waiting, and a perfect throw.
And it's all in the lefty on to attempt the extra point. The snap, the hold, the kick is up, and he absolutely obliterates that kick into somebody's front yard. So what we'll do, we'll get off to a quick break, all tied up at 14 here at halftime. You're watching live coverage of Sterling football, live from Haddon Heights. 14 all. We're back right after this.
Hey, how was the game?
It was great. We won.
I'm sorry I missed it.
It's okay. You can check out all the highlights on Sterling TV 19's YouTube channel.
Oh, wow, really? All right, I'll check it out then.
Bye.
How do you think your junior year is gonna go? Joe? Joe? Whoa, look out!
Hey, I don't think this is working out. Dude, watch where you're going.
We've been talking, and I don't think we want you sitting anymore.
We've been friends for like ever. Why do you want me to go?
I think you should just leave.
Imagine being lazy by littering.
It couldn't be me.
Littering has many consequences that you might not even be aware of. It kills over 100,000 mammals each year. It degrades into our environment. It can cause us to live over a big pile of trash. It contaminates our water. It can even cause someone to trip and fall. It is also illegal.
Whoa. Pick that up. Pick it up.
So please, take the extra time to help keep our planet clean by not littering. Throw your trash in a trash can.
They look pretty cool to join.
I know, right? That's why we came this way.
Wait a minute. Man, where's your ID?
I don't know. Remy's not Irish, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, whatever you say, man.
All right.
Young man, where's your ID?
Man, would you look at the time? I have to get to class.
I can explain.
Okay, then explain in my office.
Few minutes away from the start of the second half. A beautiful day for football. Glad you're with us. Easily, from start to so far, the first half, the most competitive half of football, Kevin, we've had thus far this season.
Yeah, no question about it. And we talked about Sterling coming into this game, having a real good week of practice, and obviously that's translated on both sides of the ball to what they've been able to do today.
And Rob, the one thing that's will be interesting to see the first 5 minutes how that last touchdown affects Sterling.
Yeah, and that was a questionable, I think, is a good way to put it. 1 second that was put back on the clock, and had kudos to Haddon Heights for converting. I mean, it's one thing to put the second on the clock, Kevin, but you got to convert too, and they just executed.
And I think it's just something that happens, and I feel like with all the good things that Sterling did in that first half, I don't think that's going to have
at the line of scrimmage, all kinds of red jerseys on them. Kenvin Smalls in there first. They're going to lose 2, maybe 3.
Well, that's something that you really didn't see from the Heights defense throughout that first half is penetration like that, or at least not penetration on a consistent basis. And that's something Heights is going to have to step up on to stop the Sterling offense.
From the 23, it's going to be second and about 12. They're going to have to hustle to get this play, and they've already taken a lot of time. Second and 12. Want to pass. Pass is deep. Caught by Valeriano. Valeriano for a first down and a real nice pitch and catch and a gain of about 15.
Well, it all started with the great throw, great protection, and great job of Valeriano just going up after that because that was pretty tight coverage.
Yeah, real nice coverage there by Vincent Ringo, the senior. Did all he could there. It's just a good catch by Valeriano.
Ball goes up to the own 40-yard line of Sterling. First and 10, 10:40 and counting here in the third quarter.
And Valeriano has really stepped up since Mike Estremera has left.
Certainly has. 3 wideouts near side of the field, 1 wide out to the far side. First and 10. Richardson pushing. Gets ahead for about 3 or 4. He's going to get out to almost the 43-yard line.
You know what? Credit Jeremiah Thompson for corralling that low snap and able to get it off to Richardson. And I think if clean snap, clean exchange, you might pick up a couple more, but good job by Thompson there.
Well, there you see the difference between getting penetration like they did on that first down play and not getting against Richardson. Once Richardson gets ahead of steam, he's going to take some bodies with him.
Second down and 7 for Sterling, just shy of their own 45. First drive of the third quarter, tied at 14. Thompson to pass and scrambling. Gets by 1, still on his feet, and he is going to be thrown down on the sack there. Jazir Brooks, he's going to lose 5 or 6 and leave him third and at least 10, if not 11.
And for a minute, looked like right at the end of the play, there could have been a face mask call right there.
So third and 11.
One thing Heights has done a good job of is keeping Jeremiah Thompson in the pocket and
and just nothing to be said right there. Easily, just a nice try to get to him, but unable to.
2nd down and 5 after the defensive holding penalty. Richardson gets maybe a yard if he's lucky. In there on the stop was Jackson Ferrante.
I thought Sterling jumped early there a little bit. Both, ends of the line there may have gone a little bit early, but no call.
yeah, and that was a problem. I think midway through the half with a couple of false starts, but till now really hasn't been as much of an issue as it was earlier.
2 down territory. It's 3rd and 3 inside the 40. Richardson now moves to the right of Thompson. 3 wideouts far side. Blakeney the lone wideout near side. 3rd and 3. Richardson. And he's getting the first down and a couple yards more as he gets out to the 31-yard line. Tackled on the play by Sharkey, also in there Beckus.
And that was an outstanding job of Thompson carrying out the fake. Because if you do that, your defensive backs have to wait a second in getting up there and coming up as run stoppers, and I think that left a little more room for Richardson in that second level.
1st and 10 from the 33. 3 wideouts near side. Wide out to the far side. 1st and 10. The big man again pushing ahead is Richardson. This time, maybe a yard.
I thought they were going to go to Rodriguez. Lined up a little one-on-one there, but just keep an eye on Rodriguez.
Takes it. Richardson gets maybe 3 to about the 28-yard line as Ken Von Small's in there on the stop. But I think at worst, they're getting field position and the clock is ticking down.
Well, look for Sterling right now to go back to try and exploit that middle area of the field with the passing game, whether it's a quick slant or something more of a post variety.
3rd down and 7. 2 down territory for the Knights. 2 wideouts near side, 2 wideouts far side. From the shotgun is Thompson. Thompson looking near side, gets the pass off into double coverage, and it was almost picked off. As coming in to almost make that interception was Malachi Terrell.
Yeah, went to the outside. I think you had Valeriano open in the middle. And had some space there because there were 2 defenders. Tad, you always mention it, the danger of that play always lurks, and you're always thinking about that when you see it going out there.
And I think the most successful pass plays thus far have been the slot passes up the middle of the field. So let's see what Sterling does here on 4th and 7.
They might try to go deep on this play. Why not?
2 wideouts to the far side. That's Rodriguez and Potts. To the near side is Blakeney and Valeriano. 4th and 7. Potts in motion. They give it to Potts, and Potts is going to lose a ton of yards as Jazeer Brooks comes in on the stop. Turnover on downs. Heights going to get it around the 35-yard line.
I really don't agree with that play. They really should have gone for the pass, not for a run. As you saw, the defense was ready for that.
Yeah, I agree with you, John. I think we should have, like I said, we had something to the right of a slant or something towards the middle of the field.
You had like Blakeney.
From a passing standpoint.
Yeah, passing standpoint. You have a lot of dangerous wide receivers out on your use. Like you been saying, the middle has been working for Sterling. take advantage of that.
1st and 10 from the 33, tied at 14. Goffney Fleming going to get out to about the 35-yard line. Good reach in from behind. I believe that was Barber in there on the stop.
And you had the initial penetration.
As you're going to get a Sterling player down.
Even if that initial penetration, you don't get the Fleming, you force him to cut left.
Replacing the Gavin Clark.
Quick hitter near side of the field. This is Ferrante, and they say incomplete. So Ferrante couldn't hold it, and that'll be a 3rd down play coming up.
That was real close to being not a forward pass there, as Ferrante was just beyond the line of scrimmage, but not by much, Tad.
It was close. I can say that.
3rd and 4 with 2:19 to go, 3rd quarter. Sterling fighting today, hanging in there against a team they lost to early in the season, 42-6. The rematch so far looking much better. Keep an eye on the near side is Isaiah Turner on the very near side of the screen. 3rd down and 4. Goffney Fleming gets some room. He's got a shot here. He takes off, and they are not going to get him. There are no flags down. 50-yard run for Zaire Goffney Fleming.
Again, the big play hurts Sterling. A 60-yarder early by Goffney Fleming, obviously over 100 yards now a 50-yarder, Kevin.
Yeah, all it takes is one play where you don't tackle properly. You saw that right there. He's gone.
That's his 10th touchdown of the season.
Only a sophomore, too. That's impressive.
Important extra point here. It's 2014 as Van Instendahl in to kick.
So weird seeing a lefty kicker.
But he kicks it well and puts it down the middle. So 2:09 to go here, 3rd quarter. Heights leads at 21-14. As the difference there, as you mentioned, Kevin, that Sterling did a better job early on against some of the wide play, but it's hard to maintain Goffney Fleming for an entire game.
You can't make mistakes against him, and if you come out and you don't tackle properly, you know, he's going to break. Where you don't hit and wrap, he's going to break the tackles, and it doesn't take much for him to bounce out into the open field. And you could see fairly on in that play, once you saw the missed tackles, you knew he was gone.
So Sterling going to have to play from behind once again, trailing at 21-14. We forget, make sure everyone has a happy and safe Thanksgiving week coming up.
It'd be nice to do a Thanksgiving game. There's something, I miss doing those games, guys. We've had a lot of really good games. The Collingswood game, the overtime winner, which was unbelievable by Matt Mignano, the quarterback keeper. That was a great game. A lot of memorable Thanksgiving games. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to have one yet this year. You never know what might transpire in the next 48 hours.
Well, again, when they went to this New Jersey football conference, when the Colonial jumped in at that, you gave up your Thanksgiving Day game. For the most part, you gave it up for the right to play in playoffs. Even though last year Heights and Haddonfield did play on Thanksgiving, but there's some COVID issues right now, so they're not even sure if they're going to play. Van Instendahl in to kick. Going near side of the field for Blakeney. Blakeney from his own 5. Slips and fortunate to get out to almost the 20-yard line where Sterling will take over 1st and 10.
Yeah, field pretty chewed up. We got a chance to walk around on the field before the game, Tad, and especially the middle of the field. I mean, it's a dry field today. I mean, it's just that point of the season where you're looking at mid-November, nobody's field is in perfect condition unless you have turf.
Sterling in their own territory got to at least gain some field position here with the final 2:04 of the 3rd quarter. Again, I think their most successful pass plays have been the go routes or the slot routes. The outside stuff has not been working thus far.
And that's what Sterling's got to take advantage of.
First and 10 inside their own 20. Thompson wants to pass and caught. Good job by Rodriguez. First down. He wants some more. Rodriguez is down. It is not a fumble. So Rodriguez gains about 15. Goffney Fleming in there on the tackle.
Good job of Rodriguez coming back for that ball, and even just as good of a job turning the shoulders upfield and getting a couple of yards, probably about 5 or 6 yards after the catch.
You see a Garnet player down on the field, slow to get up.
That looks like it could be a cramp the way they're going with that one,
Yep.
raising up both legs. So again, our next sporting event scheduled after this one, we'll have basketball inside Sterling's gym. If basketball is played, we will have the home games for Sterling. There's still a long way to go before we get to the middle of January on that. But again, just hang around Sterling 19 or our social media, and we'll try and tell you what's going on.
And a really, really interesting season coming up for both the boys and girls team. 2 new head coaches, technically 1.5 returning head coaches, as Coach Barringer going to take over the hands of the boys team from Coach Little, and Coach McDonald back again after a sabbatical, we'll call it, from the girls basketball team after taking over for her former player, Kyle O'Donnell.
Yeah, it'd be great to see them back there in their respective roles.
And Coach McDonald has her daughter coming in as a freshman. She'll be one of the players in the program as well. A real strong program year in and year out with girls basketball. Wrestling is going to be moved back till the beginning of March. So that is moving back deeper. There'll be girls volleyball attempted at that time as well.
And that's who you feel worse for right now, is girls volleyball. And I mean, it's an unfortunate situation here that they were the only indoor sport in the fall. Obviously, the call had to be made around August to move them and at least make a call for their team. As you see, the Haddon
Big
Heights
story
player,
here.
Turner coming off the field. He's going to trot off the field here, but they're going to give girls volleyball a go, Tad, and see how it goes in March.
And that's going to become, we'll see when they haven't announced. They're saying the first week of December is when they're going to announce when baseball and softball. And what's going to be problematic about that is if you have some volleyball players that play softball. So still a lot to determine.
Tell you what, if you're a female student athlete, you got a chance to pick up 4 varsity letters this year.
Could happen.
That's a unique scenario.
Yes, you could. Clock will run now. We're under 2 minutes in the third. It's 1st and 10. Richardson to the right of Thompson. Richardson finds a little bit of a hole, still carrying some players, going to gain about 8 yards before he's brought down by Jackson Ferrante.
And this is when Richardson becomes more of a key player. Defenses are starting to get tired, players are getting tired, and you don't want to tackle Richardson at that size.
Yeah, going to Richardson a little bit more, and ultimately what that does is it puts you in a position where maybe you're 3rd and short as opposed to 3rd and long if you don't have that good ground game.
2nd down and 3 for the Knights. 1:10 and counting, 3rd quarter. They are down 21-14. Richardson again. Richardson going to get a 1st down, and he is running people over as he gets just about the 40-yard line. Malachi Terrell and Gabriel DiGiovanni in there on the top of the stop.
Boy, a great job on that right side. If you can get Jameer Richardson in position where he gets 4 or 5 yards downfield, has all that momentum going without being hit, you're doing something right.
Yeah, he's gonna be a tougher. Not more of a power back like Richardson, but Morgan able to break some tackles and get a big chunk of yardage.
1st and 10, 5 seconds and counting to go here in the 3rd quarter. Quick hitter, far side Potts. As you can hear, the quarter expires. He gets out to the 20-yard line, and that is going to do it for the third quarter. So we played 3 quarters here from Haddon Heights. Heights leads at 21-14.
Should set up for a real interesting fourth quarter here, gentlemen.
Again, we apologize for the technical difficulties. Are we good now, Andrew? Yes, and people are saying we're watching a question mark on the screen, so we are back, so we apologize for that. So in case you did not miss anything up until then, we've hit the fourth quarter now. It's 21-14. Sterling trails it. They're going to have a first down at the 20-yard line of Haddon Heights. Second down, they'll have second down and 8, and an interesting ending to this season and this game upcoming.
Want to send these seniors out with a win for sure. Obviously, we're not sure what status is with Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving Eve or Thanksgiving morning game, more likely than not. We haven't heard anything officially yet, obviously, but
right now
not looking good.
Right now, there is no game. Right now, this is it. We'll see what happens.
It'd be nice to have a Thanksgiving game, though.
We'll see what happens as we move to the fourth quarter. Here's Rob Strauss.
Thank you very much, Tad. Again, 21-14 Haddon Heights, and Goffney Fleming having himself a nice afternoon. Both touchdowns, or 2 touchdowns rather, for Goffney Fleming today, well over 100 yards on the ground. Second down and 8 in the red zone is Sterling. Thompson hands it off. Morgan off the left side, scampers ahead for a handful. He's going to have the first down, or he's close to it. We'll see where they mark it. Looks like he's going to be just shy. Needed 8 and got 7. Or are they going to give him the first? Looks like they are.
Morgan just a junior, so we'll see him again next year. Doing a real nice job of finding the hole.
So they give him the first down. Needed 8, got 8. This will be first and 10 from the 12. Second play of this fourth quarter, Sterling trailing by a touchdown. Thompson from the shotgun into the flat for Blakeney. Blakeney being pursued, and an excellent tackle by Malachi Terrell to do something that not a lot of people have done all day, is hunt down Hassan Blakeney.
And that's a play where
And Valeriano had a great block, so if it wasn't for that tackle, that might have gone in.
I agree, and you were able to get him in space out there, but just a great individual effort.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to try to give it to Richardson here. You know, get your power back in, push your way through.
Second down and 8. Morgan in the game. To Thompson's right. 2 receivers to the far side. Low snap, taken. The going end zone, complete. Touchdown! Trey Potts, welcome back. Gets himself 6 points, and Sterling within 1 of the tie.
Well, that's what got them their points in the first half, going to the middle, and kind of got away from it a little bit, went back to it, and Trey Potts is able to haul it in.
And now a very interesting play comes up here. Rob, we'll just hold our breath.
Yep. Jeremiah Thompson, 2 for 2 on extra point opportunities. Last time he was down on this end, put one up. It was about 4 miles into the stratosphere, but somehow went in. For the tie, the snap, the hold, the kick is up, and the kick is good. Just sneaks it in the left upright, and we are tied at 21, 10:41 left to go in the fourth.
I'm just saying this. Anytime I'm seeing Sterling kick a field goal right now, I'm holding my breath. It's
good job by Jeremiah Thompson, though. He, you think about what he's done this year. From now, he's called on to do the extra point and field goal kicking, but what a job he's done from a punting standpoint when he's been in there under duress. I mean, a lot of times he's got people in his face and really adjusts and does what he has to do to get the ball off.
And Ted, you go back to, you talked to Coach Harris, and you said that he had a great week of preparation for what was going to be Paul VI, and then changed over to Haddon Heights. But he said either way, he had a real good week of practice.
Yeah, he said it's the first time that he's had his full complement of players, and it's showing the difference today. I mean, a team you lost to 46-6, you're now tied 21-21. And the future looking bright, guys, because as you look at the roster of key names that we're calling, the only one who's a senior is Blakeney and Rodriguez. Everyone else is coming back.
Yeah, this is a great carryover game. I mean, as far as giving you some momentum in a tough year, as you go into the off season.
Well, now you're putting it in the hands of the defense.
Rodriguez, the aforementioned senior, on to kick it off. He has a touchdown today. 10:41 remaining here in the fourth, all knotted up at 21. High end-over-end kick taken inside the 10. I believe that is Goffney Fleming. Goffney Fleming, penalty marker thrown. As Goffney Fleming takes it out to about the 30.
That was thrown by the linesman.
It's a good
at
arm.
the 50-yard line. Yeah, we may have to get him trying out for the baseball team. He threw it all the way at the 50-yard line in front of the Heights bench.
It's impressive.
Most likely on the return team.
This could be either in the holding and block of the back or holding, yeah.
And it's going to be the block on the back against Heights, so that will march them backwards. We'll see what they mark it.
Shout out to all the seniors from Sterling High School. The word's getting out online. A lot of the seniors are checking out our broadcast online. They heard the game was close, so a lot of people checking in now. Welcome. It's 21-21, folks.
Welcome, class of 2021.
Here we go.
Everybody's tied at 21, ironically.
Hi, Andrew.
Hi, Andrew. Hi, Chris Burdash. Near side. Goffney Fleming. Goffney Fleming taken down by Blakeney. Good tackle by Hassan Blakeney. He's had himself a real nice game, Hassan Blakeney.
And that was a play that started off with the back getting a lot of space, having a lot of space there to the outside, but just a great individual effort from Blakeney, who's been doing it all day. I mean, we've talked enough about what he's been doing in coverage, and then coming up there as a run stopper.
Initially, I thought he might cut it up the field. That's where the hole was. He wanted to go outside, and Blakeney stopped him.
Little to no gain for Goffney Fleming. Second down, they're going to go trips to the far side. Diorio under center. Draw up the middle, and it's a big pile pushing towards the 20. And a gain of a couple to bring up a third down and about 8.
Hey, good job so far by the defense, because we said coming into this series of downs, this is probably one of the biggest series for Sterling defensively. You stop them, force the punt, and if it's a normal punt, you're going to get pretty good field position.
Today's trivia question: when did Andrew Levito graduate? Because he just checked in. Said you guys were doing a good job with the broadcast, so shout out to Andrew Levito.
Okay.
The trivia question is, what year did he graduate?
We'll find out in a little bit.
Third down and 8. Diorio rushing to his right, looking to pass, has a man complete for the first down. That's Ferrante, and they'll move the chains.
Yeah, what a big play there by Diorio, getting it out and having Ferrante haul it in. That's a huge first down for Heights.
And I think that's a smart play, because up the middle, Reddick, the freshman, and Taylor, the senior, have done a good job in the nose guard tackle position, but they seem to struggle when they roll out wide right or left. So a good call by the Heights offense.
Ferrante moves the ball out to the 33, under 9 minutes remaining here in the fourth, all tied up at 21. Diorio under center, 2 receivers to the far side, 1 back in the backfield. They're going to hand it to Goffney Fleming. Fleming with some room coming near side. Can he turn the corner? He does. Goffney Fleming with some room across the 40, 30, 20. One man to beat in Blackney, and he's dragged down at the 5-yard line. Touchdown saving tackle by Nemo Mayhew.
Well, that was great hustling effort on defense. They didn't give up in the secondary. They gave up the big play at the point of attack, but the weak side of the field came in and recovered and at least saved it.
Yeah, and that's a great play by Fleming on a tackle, on a play that was off tackle, and he just sensed there was more room to the outside, bounced it out to the outside, gave himself a lot of space, and almost got in.
Credit Hassan Blakeney for slowing him down. Otherwise, that's 6. 8:26 and counting remaining here in the fourth. The Garnets threatening, looking to go ahead. Diorio hands to Goffney Fleming. Goffney Fleming approaching the goal line. Did he cross? Yes, he did. It's a hat trick for Zaire Goffney Fleming, and the Garnets take the lead 27-21.
Well, he's definitely having an afternoon here. He's got to be at least in the 175 yards for this game thus far.
And you know, I think the big things you look at are what he does in space when he gets to the outside. But you saw right there, Fleming can also get the tough yards.
You can see him in the middle of your screen there for a second. He's been the workhorse, and he's tired.
On to attempt the extra point, George Van Enstedal, the senior left footer. To go up 7, the snap, the hold, the kick is up, and the kick is into First Avenue, and it's good.
Souvenir football for the kiddies over there.
8:16 remaining. Garnet's go ahead 28-21. And Sterling not out of the woods yet. I mean, there's still plenty of football left to be played, almost 8.5 minutes remaining.
Yeah, they definitely have the offense, Kevin, that's capable of moving it down the field.
No question about it. I mean, this game's going to come right down to the end, just with the way things have been transpiring today.
Back to the trivia question. What year did Andrew Levito graduate? He was part of our Channel 19 broadcast.
I got it.
Go ahead, Kevin.
2017.
2017 is correct. You're 1 for 1.
I was going to go with him. I feel like Schultz knew that one.
It's part of our Channel 19
I just
crew
had that
for a lot of
confident
games.
look on my face, right?
Yeah,
John?
you just had that confident look. I was like, anything that Schultz says, I should go for.
Did a myriad of different broadcasts. Was part of the boys basketball team.
Yes, he was. And a big supporter of what we do here. Helped us out. Time flies when you start bringing up these names. Well, now let's see again. You got plenty of time. 8:16 to go. You got 3 timeouts. All the plays are in order. So stay with what works. I do like the way they've mixed in Makai Morgan with Richardson now. Done a good job with that.
And again, they're going to have them next year. So a nice good matchup between a elusive back and a power back right there for you.
Yeah, it's a great changeup.
Van Istadal to kick it away. High end over end. It's going to be a short kick. Trey Potts going to take it on the bounce. He almost went over his head at the 11. Potts from the 11 inside. Going to one man to beat. Trey Potts. He's going to go all the way for the touchdown. 89 yards for Trey Potts.
From broadcaster to hero.
What a play. Great blocking from the team. Finds a hole. What's left is the kicker, unable to complete it, and puts on the afterburners, and he's in the end zone.
And an outstanding run. But I think what made that play happen, and it was kind of risky, was Potts getting that on the short hop. Kind of got up into that wedge, and before you know it, he was at midfield. You could see he was gone, but boy, when he took it on a short hop, I was kind of holding my breath a little bit.
I think the Knights are going for 2 here, Rob.
Yeah, it looks like they're bringing in Valeriano. Richardson's going to come back into the game as well.
Interesting.
Huge call here.
Huge gutsy call by Coach Harris here. 8:02 remaining. Sterling with a 2-point conversion. Thompson in the shotgun with Richardson to his left. 3 receivers, or 2, they're going to split 4 receivers.
Ooh.
And he is absolutely buried. Thompson buried. Some extracurriculars afterwards. But the 2-point conversion attempt is no good. That's coming off the corner. I believe that's Jazir Brooks. Absolutely buried Thompson from the blind side.
He was looking to his left from either Valeriano or Blakeney, and they were covered, and he had no other option, and good call to come in from the near side blitz.
Yeah, that was one of the times where you don't have Richardson protecting that blind side, and there's been a couple times today where that's paid off for Haddon Heights defensively.
As big as the offensive call was to try and go ahead and get the 2 points, the defensive call to bring the blitz was even bigger.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, you're just kind of weighing out that hopefully they won't have Richardson there, and they didn't, and he got in there untouched, and we had a perfect view of that.
Yeah.
You could see that coming well before the hit.
And if you're an Eagles fan as I am, we've seen that 2-point miss before. That's been a problem. I mean, the coaches saw something, I guess, on film that they liked. Now they're going to have to play catch-up. And, again, coming into the game, I get it. They really didn't have a kicking game, but thus far, Thompson had kicked 3 for 3 on extra points. Sometimes you just got to roll the dice and go for it. Now the defense is going to have to find a way.
Rodriguez on to boot it away from the 40.
Oops.
Short kick taken by one of the upbacks, and just sitting down on it was Arian Bunch, the sophomore, at about the 40.
Unfortunately, that happens sometimes when you're a straight-on kicker. If you kick too far the side of the ball, it just spins straight up and down. That's not what they wanted there, but unfortunately, they're going to need some tough field position. It's almost up near midfield.
And right now, this is going to be a drive for the Garnets where they have to either waste time, but those Knights right now have to stop them.
It's Fleming. This is all Fleming right here.
1st and 10 from the 40. Garnets with a 1-point lead, exactly 8 minutes remaining here in the 4th. Diorio under center, splits his wide receivers with Goffney Fleming, who's going to get the carry in the backfield. Goffney Fleming up the middle, creates some room, almost runs into the official as he approaches midfield, and he picks up 11 and a Garnet first down.
To the credit of the umpire, he held his ground as the contact was made. Otherwise, that might have sprung for a few more.
Boy, that's a play that defensively has got to drive Sterling crazy. You kept containment on Fleming, pushed him back to the inside. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do on that play, but they just weren't there to finish things off.
I think it's a pretty safe bet that Goffney Fleming over 200 yards here, Ted.
Yeah, you're close. And, Kevin, you got to start thinking about when do you start overplaying for the run right now.
Yeah.
Diorio, 2 wide receivers to the near side. Goffney Fleming in the backfield. 1st and 10. Goffney Fleming gets the call, and he gets out to about the 45. Gain of 5. It'll bring up 2nd down and 5, but the clock continues to run here as we approach the 7.25-minute mark in the 4th.
Yeah, from this point on in this series, you have to feel like, especially in 1st and 2nd down, playing with the lead, you're going to get a lot of Goffney Fleming.
And again, he's over 200, could be in the 250 range for all we know. And you got to come up with a scheme or sell out to do something to stop him. This is where a misdirection play could kill you.
2nd down, and we'll call it a long 5. Ball at the 45, under 7 minutes remaining in the 4th. Garnets with a 28-27 lead. Diorio under center. Goffney Fleming in the backfield. He's going to get the call again. They're going to try the edge. And he eludes one man, but it gets hit out of bounds. There on the tackle, Rashawn McQueen pushing him out of bounds. As he approached the 40, they marked the ball at about the 43. It'll be 3rd down and short.
Kevin, the freshman Nemo Mayhew, number 36, has done a good job today of forcing Goffney Fleming to go places he doesn't want to go. Even though he didn't make the tackle, that was a good.
He made that play happen because, you force Goffney Fleming to go back 3 or 4 yards. You're allowing defenders time to come up and make the play, and that's what happened.
3rd down and 4, under 6.5, just about 6.5 remaining here in the 4th. Diorio under center. Why not? Goffney Fleming again this time. There's the man right on cue there, guys. Nemo Mayhew, the first one to get in there. Little to no gain on the play. It's going to bring up 4th down.
But again, Reddick, Kevin, the freshman, doing a nice job of just holding the line. Also in there, Andrew Taylor, so the defensive backs can get in.
Yeah, he's had it's been a learning year for Reddick, but
they're going to punt it
a lot
away.
of the experience he's getting right now is going to pay off over the next 3 years.
If you're on this defensive line with the punt team in, don't go offsides.
They're going to bring on Van Stadal to punt this one away.
Yeah, I'd be very careful right now. Sterling doesn't look like they're ready for this.
Well, again, don't go offsides. I think they're punting. They have a very good kicker.
Under 6 minutes remaining. 4th and 3 for the Garnets. They will punt it away. And a nice punt by Van Instadal. Trey Potts going to watch it go over his head. Does he have enough backspin? No, he does not. Bounce at about the 3. And so the Garnets will get the ball 1st and 10. Or excuse me, Sterling will get the ball 1st and 10 at their own 20.
3 timeouts in their pocket. Game in their hand.
Plenty of time.
And
plenty of time. And, you talk about Sterling today working well together with what the offense and defense have been able to do. Good job by the defense coming up with the stop and giving Sterling the ball with a decent amount of time left.
I'm making a very, very bold prediction right now in my head, and I don't want to say it right now.
That doesn't count.
1st and 10 for Sterling from their own 20. They're going to split the 4 wide receivers to either side. They're going to pass it out into the flat to Blakeney. Blakeney picks up about 4. And it'll be 2nd down and 6.
Blakeney is so explosive in getting upfield. You give him a little bit of space, man. He turns those shoulders just like that.
He's probably the quickest hands guy we have, whether it be running back or wide receiver. So yeah, if you can get it to him quickly, you have a shot to make something happen.
Yep.
Blakeney picks up 3, 2nd down and 7. Rodriguez lines up as the near side wide receiver. Valeriano, the far side receiver. 2 additional receivers in the slot. They're going to put Potts in motion.
Don't do it.
And Thompson's going to hand it off to Potts, and he's going to go absolutely nowhere. In there on the tackle, Costello, among others, for the Garnets, and Sterling goes backwards there. They're back to the original line of scrimmage at the 20.
And interestingly enough, if you look when Sterling has Valeriano on that short side of the field, Ringo's not on him. So you've got Valeriano without being covered by the guy who's really broken up a lot of passes and had arguably had the best game in the defensive backfield for Haddon Heights. So, there could be an opportunity.
5 minutes remaining here in the 4th. Sterling facing a 3rd down and 10. Thompson from the shotgun stands at his own 15. Takes a snap, looking right, throwing that direction. Has it complete to Valeriano. Nope, they're saying incomplete. Incomplete. Wow. The official from the far side behind the play is saying incomplete. The near side official said complete, but he was overruled.
Yeah, Sterling taking advantage of going to Valeriano without Ringo covering him. Ball was there, just uncharacteristically, you see a drop from Valeriano. It doesn't really happen that much.
You're going to go punt.
And that's a tough area for receiver. You know you're going to get clobbered, so that's what makes it tough.
Sterling going to punt this one away. 4th and 10 from their own 20. The always dangerous Goffney Fleming, 3 touchdowns on the day, stands at nearly midfield. Clean snap, no pressure, and a nice punt away from Thompson. Goffney Fleming takes it on a bounce, eludes one, coming to the near side. This could be trouble if he can get around the edge, and it is. Goffney Fleming across midfield, has a block in front of him. He's going to run out of room, and he cuts it back inside. Goffney Fleming, penalty marker thrown as he goes into the end zone for the touchdown, but this one's going to come back.
Battling in there was Yoel Rodriguez, and I believe he was the one being held about the 25-yard line.
Okay. Yeah, it's a shame they had a chance to get Goffney Fleming back pretty deep, but boy, once one man misses him and then they had another one miss, he's off to the races.
Fleming is slow to get up, but it might just be cramping.
That's a cramp because he's run for like 300 yards today, all purpose.
Initially looked like he may not make it in, but man, some great blocking up in front.
As a back, when you figure you're going to the middle of the field, getting the tough yards, and you've got all these long runs, it's no wonder Fleming's out of gas right now.
So here's what you have. You have 4:26 on the clock, Sterling 3 timeouts on the clock remaining, and they've got to stop Haddon Heights again.
And I'm taking chances. If I'm the second man in on that tackle, I'm going for the ball right now. Got to force something.
No Goffney Fleming in.
1st and 10 for the Garnets. Diorio under center.
I've prepared for a pass maybe.
They're going to keep it on the ground here. And a good tackle by Sterling. But most importantly, the clock runs. They go to Ferrante on the carry. But the clock will run. Gain of 1, 2nd down and 9 as we approach the 4-minute mark.
You could see Ferrante had both arms wrapped around that ball. Last thing they need is a fumble right now.
Can you imagine that? The first time you carry the ball is this time of the game. That's very difficult. They still have not gotten Goffney Fleming back into the game.
Sterling, full supplement of timeouts.
They might be saving it for if they get this. Stop them, maybe for their offensive drive.
Ferrante still in the backfield for the Garnets on a 2nd down and 9. Diorio under center going to wait as long as he possibly can, take as much time off the clock as possible. They set it up now. 5 seconds to snap the ball. They give it to Ferrante. Ferrante, 2 hands on the ball as he approaches the 30.
And now Goffney Fleming, guys, is back on his feet. He may be in for this play. I believe he's ready.
Ooh. I think it's a hydration thing. It's nearly 70 degrees here today, guys, and it's I think a timeout on the field here by Sterling when they have 2 remaining, 3:26 left to go in the fourth. But we talked about hydration. We actually talked to Sean Clank about this, that we would probably anticipate a lot of cramping here this afternoon.
Mr. Schulz is the only one of the broadcast crew that came hydrated today. The rest of us, we're hanging. Oh, okay. John, you got hydrated, or John's hydrated?
So it's basically everybody but us.
Oh, and Andrew's hydrated. And our cameraman's hydrated. Jeez.
So we did not. It's our first broadcast. You have to excuse us.
Man.
It's our first time doing a game.
I'm feeling it already, so I can imagine how the players are. So 3:26 remaining. Sterling 2 timeouts. 3rd and 6. This is where you want to stop them right here, and you have to think it's going to be Fleming.
Oh, that really is. And if they do get this stop, do they try for the kick, field goal?
Probably a little far.
I think he can kick a 50-yard field goal.
We'll see.
So big 3rd down here from the 30. They have to get to the 24 for the first down. Goffney Fleming, they fake it to him. Everybody bid on Goffney Fleming. Going deep as Diorio has a man complete inside the 5. Touchdown. Jackson Ferrante from 30 yards out. And Trey Potts on the coverage is frustrated with himself. Everybody bid on the fake to Goffney Fleming.
Well, we called it. We all thought Goffney Fleming. That was an amazing play call by the Haddon Heights coaching staff. Had everyone on the defense fooled.
Outstanding. I mean, especially, you always want containment on the other side, but with what Goffney Fleming has done today, it's only natural from a defensive mindset. You want to get a step ahead, and boy, really caught Sterling off guard, and what a huge play.
Van Instadal to make it a 8-point game, and he does. 3:17 remaining, 35-27. Still plenty of football left to be played here. Sterling 2 timeouts. But what a great job by this Haddon Heights coaching staff to use Goffney Fleming as a decoy there, and an even better throw by Diorio.
It's a great call for the fact that, again, you caught him off guard. But, man, if that pass is incomplete, it digs you a hole.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think we've been giving Diorio enough credit for what he's done today. It's obviously been a lot of Goffney Fleming, but with Diorio, he's probably made 5 or 6 just key plays at key times in this game where you could be looking at a different result. And boy, you said great play call, but you still have to execute it, and he put that ball right on the money to Fermano.
And if you talk to coaches, especially 20, 30 years ago, when you throw the ball up in the air, there's 3 things that can happen, and 2 of them are bad.
Yeah.
One's an incomplete, one's an interception. Yeah. So you put a lot of confidence in your quarterback, and he delivered.
Yep.
One of the unique things about this stadium, obviously the school is very, very old, and the back corner of the end zone, the near side corner of the end zone, is actually covered in a small stretch of turf that goes onto the track. It's actually still part of the end zone.
Here's where Sterling made some moves here. I bet you they're not going to kick deep here. I'm going to take a guess. Maybe a squib kick or a line drive.
Van Instadal to kick it away from the 40. Good call by Tad, and eaten up right away by Eric Shipley. And a good presence of mind. That was not an easy catch to make on that return. That was almost, that could have bounced away from Shipley. That could have been trouble.
Well, what they tell you is the kicker is we're going to kick a line drive. Just don't, there's 2 things. They'll do it on if you're going to try and recover a kick, you kick it towards the man. But the last thing they wanted to do is kick it right at Shipley. So there's another break for Sterling.
Giving Sterling great field position with plenty of time on the clock.
2 timeouts in their pocket. 4 wide receivers are going to split them to either side. Thompson from the shotgun.
Wouldn't be surprised for still use the run.
Thompson goes to Morgan. Morgan out to about the 40, or excuse me, midfield rather.
Morgan's been a good changeup. For the most part, it's been Richardson for that position, but when he comes in, he's been able to hit the hole quick and cause some problems for the secondary.
Under 3 minutes remaining, Sterling trailing by 8. 2 timeouts in their back pocket to work with. They need the end zone and a 2-point conversion. Thompson getting the play in from the sideline. Morgan to his left. Thompson passing, incomplete, looking for Blakeney.
Yeah, that looked like that was trouble. That's that outside pass again, Kevin. They got to stay up the middle.
Yeah, and I'm glad that was out of play for that reason, Tad. Yeah, it seems like in this second half, really have not gone to the middle nearly as much. I mean, they were hitting it play after play, and I'm sure Heights is covering that area a little bit better, but you'd like to see Sterling go to that a little bit more here in the second half.
3rd down and 5 from midfield. Thompson once again from the shotgun. Getting a new play call from Coach Harris from the sideline. They give it to Morgan on the draw. Morgan not going to get the first down. He's close. And it's going to bring up a 4th and short, I believe. Let's see where they mark it. Yep, 4th and about 1.
Well, you still got everything you want in the playbook.
I'd give it to Richardson. Send it down deep, right to the middle.
Well, Richardson not in at the moment. They're going to bring in.
They're bringing out Tavon Atkins.
Plenty of time left, but still you want to move a little bit quicker here.
Yeah, we're going under 2 minutes right now.
4th and 1. Sterling needs a first down and 8 points to tie the game. Thompson from the shotgun. Morgan to his right. They give it to Morgan. Morgan is stopped, and the Garnets will take over. Heights sniffed that one out. In there on the tackle was Ferrante, one of the first to meet him there, and the Garnets take over on downs with just minute 44 remaining.
Well, they called a blitz with Ferrante. That's one of the ones you take a chance. If you get to the right hole, you get the result that you got right there, and that's pretty much the ball game.
Yeah, you have 2 timeouts. You can only stop it twice.
So you have to think Sterling defense going to go for the ball here. But Heights is going to wrap up with 2 hands. And this, I think there's going to be a heavy dose of Goffney Fleming and his 3 touchdowns for the Garnets. Diorio on 1st and 10, just shy of midfield. Gives it to Goffney Fleming. Goffney Fleming off the right side. Goffney Fleming looking for number 4 inside the 20, inside the 10, 5. Touchdown. 52 yards. Touchdown number 4 for Zaire Goffney Fleming. And that's going to be all she wrote for Sterling in the 2020 season.
I don't know how many yards he has, but I would guess he might have 300 yards, Kevin.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. And you could see with the cramping, the exhaustion, he wasn't as fast on that touchdown, but he was able to do what he needed to do to get in the end zone.
Fast enough.
Definitely didn't have as much of a burst of speed as he did in the first half.
At all.
That's for sure, but I think his afternoon is done.
And Rob mentioned earlier, he's only a sophomore. Yeah, you have to look at it like 3 times. He's a sophomore? He's a sophomore? Wow.
Van Instadal on to attempt the extra point. Low snap, but Van Instadal gets it away, and it's good. 1:33 remaining, and I think Heights has just put away Sterling for this season, guys, but 42-27 is your score. But a good effort here today by Sterling.
Yeah, things obviously have gotten away here in the latter part of this game, but there's a lot of good things to look at. Tad, you pointed to the roster. A lot of kids coming back, and this is one of those games where you put in your back pocket and use it as experience. And moving forward, especially what happened the last 2 weeks where they just got hammered, you got to give these kids credit for not giving up. And, this shows you a little bit of what you could have next year.
Yeah, a lot of these key players, even a lot of the linemen are coming back. It's a team that, again, if they can get it together in the off season, they're going to be definitely a much improved team going into next year.
And credit to coaching staff as well this year. Had a lot of adversity, and not just the football coach, every coach from every aspect of high school athletics this year. Got to give all these coaches a lot of credit for everything that they've had to juggle and deal with on a daily basis.
Constant adjustment.
Kick taken at the 16 by Sterling, and it is Hassan Blakeney out to the 30. Under 90 seconds left to go in this one.
Again, I remind you, for everyone who watches our sports here on Channel 19 on YouTube, the basketball season is going to be delayed this year by the state of New Jersey's Athletic Association. You're going to start seeing basketball games around January 20th. So stay tuned to our social media, things of that nature, and stay tuned to Channel 19 as to when we will have those games. Basketball will be the first one we'll have, girls and boys basketball, because wrestling is going to be delayed until March.
I want to thank our cameraman, Chris Burdash, his final football broadcast today. Of course, our associate producer, Andrew Kane, his final football production. Always does such a great job keeping us online and giving everybody an idea of what's going on here. As you see Thompson scamper out of bounds around the 35, 122 remaining.
Also, John Hallwood, an underclassman. He'll be back for football with us for next year. But
one last go.
So I want to thank these students again. And today it was very hot. We've had very cold days. And again, that we couldn't do this without them. And it's a great opportunity for these young men and sometimes young women, too, that work some of our home games.
It's been such the yin and the yang of weather. One week ago, we were freezing. And the last two broadcasts, it's been toasty. Penalty marker thrown here in this procedure against Sterling. That'll back them up 5 yards. Back to the original line of scrimmage. And now another penalty comes in, and that is going to be, in more likelihood, an unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, I think that was somewhere around Blakeney. I hope it wasn't him. It was at the far hash mark in front of the Sterling bench. The referees.
Ciparone in there as well. He just trotted off to the sideline.
Looks like Sterling's backing up. Personal foul.
Yep, against Sterling.
Unlike pros in college, we don't get the number. And again, could be that late game frustration that kicks in. A little extra talking goes on, and sometimes you see that.
I'll tell you what, though. I mean, this was a real gritty effort by Sterling. You tuned in 10 minutes ago, and this is a tie ball game. And a real good effort, especially after the first result, 42-6, a much different result. Haddon Heights going to put up the same amount of points, but Sterling a much better showing here this afternoon. 2nd down and 25. Thompson being pressured, and he's going to go. No, he somehow escapes the hit from Brooks. Thompson going to jog out of bounds at about the 11 or 12 and lose yardage.
I'm amazed he held on to the ball and escaped.
Yeah, after you get hit a couple times from that blind side, you tend to look at it or have more of a sense of what's going on out there. Unfortunately, I think that affects you looking downfield and having awareness of what's going on in coverage. And just a tough spot for Jeremiah Thompson to be put in.
Last few snaps here for Sterling offensively in this 2020 season. Three wide receivers to the near side. Thompson being pressured again, gets it across the middle to Blakeney. Blakeney gets back to the 30-yard line before he's tackled. Clock continues to run. 64 seconds remaining in the fourth.
And that's that throw up the middle, slot pass. That's worked all day.
Hurry up offense for Sterling, under a minute remaining. Thompson looking right, throwing that way, completes to Potts. Potts absolutely hit hard, and that's going to be a penalty against Vincent Ringo, who went in head first, and he might be thrown out of this game.
Yeah, you heard that. You heard that helmet hit.
Trey Potts is up, and that's a good sign for Sterling, but the emphasis on head injuries this year, and I think they're going to throw him out of this game.
Yeah.
Well, helmet to helmet, we'll see. He is out of the game by the coaches. I don't know if they've officially thrown him out. Here's the signal.
And he came up with a head of steam, too.
Yeah, the coaches have taken him out of the game.
And I think that's a situation where you got to look at Ringo as well. Sometimes it's the defender that gets the worst of that.
Happens a lot.
Definitely can happen.
It's going to give Sterling a first down. Under 45 remaining.
Clock running.
By the time they get this snap off, it'll be under 30 seconds left to go. Thompson going to move Valeriano to the far side.
It's going to be under 20 seconds by the looks of things.
Thompson takes a snap, being pressured again. He's in trouble, and he somehow escapes again. Thompson going to the near sideline, cuts it back inside, and he gets down to about the 45.
And Thompson's going to be going to be very interesting next season. He's going to come in as a senior as well, and you see him escape some sacks right here, and it's quite amazing how he's able to do it. And
it just comes down to Sterling Kevin has to find a way to get him some protection.
Yeah, you saw that today with the the hits on the blind side. When he did have time, he sets the feet and is able to throw. But and you hope as these linemen work out and improve themselves physically, gain from the experience they've gotten this year, that they'll be able to give them that protection.
So 12.7 remaining. Sterling's going to tentatively, as far as we know, as it stands right now, going to end their season 1-7. Haddon Heights is going to stay undefeated at home, move to 5-0 and 5-1 overall.
so all their games besides one has been home.
2nd down and 5. Thompson
Sterling,
whistle, and Sterling moves again.
Yeah, right side.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Ball start penalty against the Silver Knights. 5-yard penalty puts the ball.
Well, it's been a fun fall. Again, in the spring and the summer, I didn't think we were going to have football. So we had some football games. The kids had a shot, and hopefully we'll have a shot to see some winter sports in the middle of January.
And our fancy new high-def equipment.
Yep.
Ooh.
Looking forward to it.
2nd down and 10, low snap. Thompson unloading, looking deep, and it's going to be picked off. Picked off by Isaiah Turner, and that should end the ball game. 3.3 remaining, and then the Garnets are a kneel down away from defeating Sterling twice in the same season.
But a major difference between game 1 and game 2.
Yeah.
A lot of good stuff you can look at on film in this game if you're Sterling. And that's just about going to do it here as we're going to wind this one down. Last play is going to be a kneel down. And I want to thank the entire crew. Again, Andrew Kane, our associate producer with graphics, replay. He's our live broadcast coordinator as well. I want to thank Christopher Burdash, the cameraman, doing a great job. And, of course, John Hallwood, our other announcer. For Rob Strauss, for Kevin Schulz, I'm Tad Kazaneski. We'll talk to you in the middle of January with basketball season. Once again, Heights wins it 42-27. Have a great holiday, everybody.